How did you first come to get involved in all this? Did you receive the script one day?
I did. That's exactly what happened. I received a script one day. Platinum Dunes were the producers, and they were actually producers on Jack Ryan, this show that I'm going to do, and it's coming out in August. And so we were about to shoot Jack Ryan, and the producer sent this to me and said, "Would you ever be in a genre movie as an actor?" And I said, "I'm a scaredy cat. I can't do horror movies." And they said, "Well, this one's about a family that can't make any sound, and you have to figure out why." And I went, damn, that's a pretty good one-liner. So I read the script and absolutely fell in love with the idea of this family being quiet and you have to figure out why with these creatures acutely hunting with sound. The idea of sound is great. And what I really fell in love with was this idea of family. 3 weeks before I read the script, we had our second daughter. So to me, this just became a giant metaphor for parenthood. And I thought, if I can make this family, this idea of family, really, really tight and really, really grounded, you'll emotionally connect with this family and the scares will be even scarier.
And when it kind of came to casting, when did you decide that you didn't really want to take it further than your own home?
Oh, yeah. Well, I always wanted Emily to do it. So I was lucky enough to be able to rewrite the script. And before I directed it, when you're rewriting to direct, it's really fun because you could put all your directions in there. You could put all your ideas in the scripts. And I always had Emily in mind for this. But at the same time, she was doing Mary Poppins at the time, so she was a little bit busy. And like I said, we had our second daughter. So I wasn't sure if she would be wanting to do it, willing to do it, any of those things. And I think my biggest fear was that she would say, "Yes, I'll do it for you." And that would break my heart because I'm such a big fan of hers. I didn't want her to do something just for me. I wanted her to do it because she loved it. And so bizarrely, had she not read the script, I never would have offered her the part. So when she read the script and asked to be in the movie, it was the most organic arrival to that casting ever.
How did you go about finding the children? Because casting children must be quite difficult.
It is. It's really hard. And I had it, and I say that having the most easy experience ever because I was so nervous about casting the kids, and yet it all came very organically and very easily because Noah was recommended to me by someone that I had seen randomly at a party at the SAG Awards. Said, "You got to see this kid Noah." And I said, "Have you read the script?" And he said, "No, but he's just good at everything." And I thought, okay. And so he had actually just worked with George Clooney. So I emailed George Clooney because he had worked on Suburbicon with George. And I was friendly with George, and George just said he's the best child actor you'll ever see. I remember George saying, and when you play Dr. Ross on ER, you've actually worked with every child actor on the planet. So Noah was an easy find. And then Millie, she was in this movie Wonderstruck. And I actually reached out to the casting director of Wonderstruck because they had seen a whole bunch of deaf actresses for the role in Wonderstruck, and it was non-negotiable for me that I cast a deaf actress in our movie. And I said, "You must have cast a wide net." And she said, "We did, but I don't think you need to look at the wide net. You need to look at one person. It's Millie." And so we had Millie do a little audition for us, and then I chatted with her, and it was an instant casting. And she's honestly not only one of the best actresses I've ever seen, she's one of the greatest people I've ever met. Both the kids are. So we got so lucky.
How was it to shoot? Because it's an intense watch. Was it an intense shoot as well?
It was. I mean, the actual scenes were pretty intense. Obviously, there's a lot going on where you feel, the tension that the movie, portrays on screen. But afterwards, I was lucky enough to have a bunch of goofballs. Like, my wife's a total goofball, and these kids are goofballs in the best way, meaning you give it all you got on screen, and you're doing scenes with no talking and scenes that are very intense, dealing with material that's very intense. And as soon as you call cut, they would just like make fun of each other or ask, my wife asked, what do we have for lunch and things like that. So it was really nice to be able to step out of the intensity and step back in.
How did you kind of go about finding where you'd set it all? Because like finding empty town, empty supermarket, or everything must take research. Where was all that?
It was great. It was all in upstate New York. 95% of the movie happens on one location. So we actually found this farm. I found this farm on a real estate site, which is bizarre. I was a bit obsessed, so I was going through all these different real estate sites and saw this farm, and it really matched up with the way I had written it. And then near the farm, we found the town was actually pretty far away. But 95% of it, not only did we shoot on the actual farm, but right next door was this horse farm that we used as stages. So we built stages in this horse farm. It was all really one of the most fun experiences. It actually felt more like we were at summer camp rather than doing a film shoot.